Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the ThruNite TH01 1500 lumen headlamp. Hey everybody, welcome back. So today I want to show you the ThruNite TH01. It's got 1500 lumens and it is a rechargeable LED headlamp. These are now on sale for $39.99, so it's a little bit pricier than some of the cheaper options I've shown you, but still well within a decent budget price range. And they offer a lot of cool features, and they're very, very lightweight as well. So this uses the Cree XP-HP50 LED. That's why you get that output, 1500 lumens. If you can take a look at that little LED in there. Almost looks like a yellow ball, okay? You have that really nice orange peel reflector. You get a nice long throw of up to 413 feet or 126 meters. The light's easily removable from the head strap. We're going to demo that now. I haven't done this before, so I've been told it's easily removable. Let's find out. So you can just carry this around as a pocket light if you wanted. It uses a 1,100 milliamp hour battery. This is a 18350, not 18650, and not a CR123. A little bit bigger than a CR123. You'll notice inside the body here that looks awfully wide for such a small battery. Up here on top is a little bit of a spacer put in there, so it fits in absolutely perfectly. Now when this comes, you're going to have to close this all the way. It won't be closed down all the way, so give it a good close. And there you go. You got light. Let's get into the specs on this. Besides all the regular modes of Firefly, Low, Medium, High, and Turbo, the TH1 also has an SOS mode. Now I'm going to put this back in here and I'm going to show you all the modes through it really quickly on the bench. So let's start off with what's in the box. Of course you get the light and the headband, and that comes together. I did have to adjust the headband a little bit because it was a little big. You get an extra mounting for your headband in case that one gets damaged. You get some extra O-rings, and this is where you'll charge it. This is your charging port cover there. I'll show it to you on here because it's a little more visible. That right there. And this is your on and off switch. And you will get the USB 2.0 charging cable. Charges up really quickly. I believe they say 3 hours for a full charge. We'll get into that when we get into the specs here. Get a manual. Let's open that up and find the English section. There we go. And if you can see that, you can freeze it and take a look and see how long it runs. Okay. And a thank you card from ThruNite. So, let's get into the modes here. Move this stuff out of the way. Your first mode is going to be your Firefly mode. That turns on like most average traditional flashlights. You just push and hold, and you'll get your Firefly. Okay. Firefly mode is 0.6 lumens. It runs for 20 days on a full charge. So that will run for 20 days. And that is fairly bright. I don't know if you can see it on my hand. The lights are pretty bright in here. But I mean, if you had to keep this on as a night light in a tent, that would be no problem. That's fairly bright for what it is. Your next level is your low. So you're going to just turn it on and cycle through the modes here. There's your low. Now this works the same way. You push and hold, so you get your medium. There's your medium. And there's your high, which is 450 lumens. And turbo, you'll push twice. There's your turbo. That's the 1500 lumens. And we'll get into run times in a sec. And if you want SOS, you'll push this 3 times. And there's your SOS. It does not have a strobe. It just has the SOS. So let's do the run times first. Like I said, the SOS mode, which we just were in, was 165 minutes. It's 450 lumens. Firefly is 0.6 lumens, like we said, at 20 days. Low is 9 lumens for 44 hours. Medium is going to be 85 lumens for 6.5 hours. High is going to be 450 lumens for 3 hours. And turbo is going to be 1500 lumens. That runs for 5 minutes, and then the auto cooling function will drop it down to 430 lumens, which runs for 80 minutes. So you got some pretty decent run times on this if you're going to be using this out hiking. 450 lumens is really more than enough when you're, walking in a closed environment. Now, if you want to see what's out there a little bit, you hear a strange noise, you can always bump it up to high, look, and then put it back into 450. That's personally how I'd use it if I was using this to hike on the trail. Generally, when I use these, it's inside my home during a power outage. And I tell people I discovered headlamps after watching years of Dave Canterbury videos and thinking, oh, headlamps are stupid. I'll have my flashlight. And then I used a headlamp once, and I was like, I'm never going back to a flashlight again. Because it's so nice to have the two hands. So you do have a memory function. The light will turn on the last mode used except for Fire 5 Turbo or SOS. You do have a low power indicator. When the power is less than 10%, that will blink red. When it's charging, it will be red until it's green, which means fully charged. And if there's something wrong with the charging plug somehow, it will blink purple and let you know that there's something wrong. So those are your modes to check out the charging. What we're going to do with this today, this is also IPX8 rated, I forgot to tell you. This can be dropped into water. So that's a good thing to have in there too with the IPX rating. You'll be nice and secure that it's not going to get destroyed if you drop it into a pond. You do have to keep your seals intact and your O-rings intact. Make sure you put these O-rings back on if these get worn, and you have to tighten it down so you have a good seal. And when using the charging or the button, you want to make sure that charging port is pushed all the way in and sealed up. Looks like this. Fairly simple to seal up. But, I know sometimes people don't always close that up, and then they drop it in water and go, oh, my light doesn't work anymore. Why? You said it was waterproof. Well, that's why. So, one little point of advice before we get into comparison here is when I put this on, I wasn't paying attention. I kind of just tore it out of the box and wanted to try it. And because of that, this side here and this side here were folded over against my head. So I was wearing it like this, and it was really uncomfortable. I looked in the mirror and I had these two red marks on my forehead. The minute I put it flat like this, I was fine. So that's just something to watch. Maybe it was just me being kind of stupid and quick, putting it on, throwing it on my head and not paying attention. But yeah, watch those sides that they don't curl up like that, because they'll be kind of uncomfortable. Other than that, the headlight's extremely comfortable to wear. So let me show you what we're going to compare it against. We are going to do the, I'm going to show you what it looks like in complete darkness, just this. Then we're going to compare it between this older Bushnell. I forget the name designation on this. Let's see. TRKR H225 lumens. And this Optimal Ventures broad beam 180 degree headlamp. Now both of these are decent headlamps. This is just a little bit of a step up from a budget option to a little bit something a little better. And being that it's on sale now, definitely a good time to check it out. So, let me take this over to our wall there, and we're going to do the comparison between the two. Since I mostly use these indoors, I like to compare them indoors instead of outdoors. So let's check them out. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is show you in moonlight mode. I have it on in moonlight mode. I was kind of looking up so you didn't get light. There you go. You can see that's good enough to read by easily. Let's bump it up. There's your low, medium, high, and then we'll kick it into turbo. Pretty crazy. Matter of fact, it's a little too low for my eyes. It's getting in my eyes. It was pointed down a little too much. So, definitely a nice wide beam. As I look around, you can see. And I angled it up perfectly because I didn't want to point it down, so you're pointing down here. So you can take a look and see that's what it's like. Now, we're going to compare this in its high mode, not turbo. We're going to take it back to its high mode, and we're going to compare this to the two other flashlights. So let me switch. All right, first up's going to be the Optimal Ventures broad beam. Now I know the LEDs on this are the same wavelength as the camera, or a different, so you might see a little bit of, weird kind of motion in the camera. Not too bad. This is a newer camera, I forget. Sometimes when you use LEDs, you'll get that wavy kind of stuff going on. So there's that, okay? And that's your full 180 degrees. Now let me put on the other one. And there's that. So I mean, around camp, maybe the broad beam would be okay. It does light it up a little bit broader around here, but comparing it to that, you don't even see this broad beam anymore. So let's move it on to the next one. All right, next is the Bushnell 225 lumen light. There you go. Now that's a pretty nice light, and that's a pretty decent spot. And if you can still find some of these older Bushnell headlamps at Walmart, they're definitely a good buy for a budget. But I want you to show you the difference. Now this is just what you got here on high. And then there's the ThruNite. So let's take that down. Cover up ThruNite. There's that. That's the Bushnell. And there's the ThruNite. Definitely a bigger, broader beam. And a bigger spot too. I'm going to turn this off. This is the Bushnell again. And what I don't like about the Bushnell is it's focused. It's a straight little round beam there. So you might miss stuff on the sides, It's not as lit up. Whereas something like this, far more lit up, and you can see stuff on the sides here. Like you can see my little air conditioning unit and everything. I can see it a little better. So let's get it back on the table. I'll give you my final thoughts and information on it. So what do I think of this? Well, I think the fast charge times are very cool. Having that faster charge time when you're maybe using a solar panel or you're out, hiking, camping, bugging out, whatever, is definitely an imperative. Definitely very important. You can take your little foldable solar panels and stick them out there and charge this up. Now, it won't be in 3 hours, but it might be in 6 instead of 11 or 12. So you're definitely looking at a quicker charge time with it. I like the design of it. I like the thickness and the body of it. I do like the fact that it's not stuck. You know, so many flashlights are stuck. If you're going to use something like this, let's say, this is a flashlight. This is a headlamp. It's never going to be anything else. It's stuck as a headlamp. If I want to take this off, I got to take the battery pack with it too and carry this big bulky stuff around. This can come right off and pop in your hand, stick in your pocket, whatever. It doesn't have a clip with it, but it can be used as a pocket light. And it does have what I would consider a physical lockout mode. In other words, if I open this up a little bit, it's not lighting up, so you don't have to worry about it going off in your pocket. So definitely a cool deal. And like I said, they're on sale right now for $39.99. They were $49.99. And for a 1500 lumen quality decent headlamp, that's really not a bad deal. So I'm going to put a link down below where you can check them out. You can check them out. They're in my store as well, but the link will lead you to them in my store. And I want to thank ThruNite for sending this flashlight out to me and this headlamp and testing it out for you guys. I like bringing you guys new products. That's one of the things that I enjoy the most, is not only testing them out myself, but showing you that there are options out there that aren't $100 or $150 or $200 and are still of decent quality. So that's the ThruNite TH01 1500 lumen light. Don't forget to check it out in our store. Don't forget to check out our store as well. Even if you're not interested in buying the light, click the link in the store and shop as you normally would. Really helps out our channel. Doesn't cost anything extra. Don't forget to check out our Thrive Life foods down below. If you're interested in getting started in some freeze-dried food storage, definitely the link to check out. You do not have to join anything. You can just do a one-time order and see if you like it. There's so much different stuff there now, compared to what Thrive used to be, which was just big number 10 cans. So there's so many different options now. And don't forget to subscribe if you liked the video. Share it if you like it with your friends. And I thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.